how do queer rights, women's rights, rights of BIPOC communities, and environmental advocacy as well as inequity in general kind of intersect?
Right. And this is a great question. You're right. We have touched on it briefly, but I think, what we see with social political movements in general is that historically they've been sort of tranched. Feminism, queer rights, BIPOC rights, environmental preservation. And what we have, in these various movements discovered is that there's intersection, and that if you don't value indigenous people or people of color, then you don't value women and you don't value queer people. And whoever it's convenient to oppress will get oppressed, but everyone loses. And I think the other piece that people are really, becoming aware of is that, because there's many philanthropists that just want to give to climate change, and their view is, well, hey, we understand there's all these human rights issues, but if there's not a planet, we're not going to be having the human rights conversation. But what we see is that every migration issue has a climate root, a drought, or a series of weather events or flooding or something that has triggered some kind of regional conflict and some kind of scarcity of resources, which has triggered the targeting of a certain group. So what we know is that all of these things are important to preserving our life on Earth, and that, prioritizing one over the other as opposed to having an approach that recognizes the value of all life and the value of embracing the effects that are disproportionately felt from climate change on marginalized communities. Like if you're a refugee leaving Syria, you're experiencing climate change, the direct effects of climate change much more severely than if you're a guy driving a Tesla in Marin, right? And so I think understanding that we don't get to sort of pick our cause. Certainly we can give according to our values and where we feel drawn to contribute. But I think we have to look much more holistically at the world. And certainly I'm encouraged by seeing the LGBTQI rights movement embracing the issues of women. And certainly in our work in Africa, we have a whole tract devoted to parents, straight and queer parents, and work in deep partnership to curb gender-based violence and femicide across Africa. So I think that the evolution in this case is really seeing that in the same way that oppression in Africa is our problem in California, that environmental issues and human rights issues are everyone's problem as well.
Yeah.